In the next 20 minutes, we hope to enlighten you on the future of higher education in public universities, undergraduate degrees in the United States. Higher education has been in existence since medieval times. Intellectuals throughout the ages have gathered to teach each other different subjects and learn from one another. However, specifically in the United States, modern institutions of higher education started in the 17th century and evolved from European colleges and universities. The colonial settlers began gathering together to study intellectual material and Christian works. The first known university created was Harvard University. Harvard was created as a private institution that had the traditional academic courses but were consistent with the Puritan philosophy it was founded on. Once Harvard was created, many other universities opened up all over the United States, but most of them were private. Many public universities were created in the mid-1800s with the Morrill Land Grant Act. The Morrill Act was created to give each state land to finance their own state university systems. Many southern states were the first to begin their state university system. The first public university created was the University of Georgia in 1785. However, it did not hold classes until 16 years after its opening. University of North Carolina was chartered in 1789 after Georgia, but was the first university to hold classes. UNC was the first public university of graduates in the 1800s. Based on the legislation of the Morrill Land Grant Act, every state in the United States has at least one state university, with the largest states having up to 30 universities. Many public universities started out as teaching institutions and later moved into comprehensive studies. Bachelor's degrees were the first degrees given out, then master's degrees followed. Specialized degrees such as law and medicine were integrated into universities later in the 19th century. Today, there are many different degree programs that range from chemical engineering to women's studies. Each student can find what they are interested in and get a degree in that subject. Tuition is charged to students to pay for their education. Many students apply for grants and scholarships to pay for the high cost of education in the United States. Admittance into universities for minorities and women has been a hot topic for higher education. In the 1800s, there were private universities open specifically for women and minorities. During the mid-1900s, due to the Civil Rights Act, minorities and women were given equal rights to white male Americans and were admitted into universities across the country. In the current century, minorities and women make up a large percentage of university students. Currently, at the University of West Florida, women make up 61% of the population, while minorities make up 23.8%. More recently, universities have developed into communities where students learn and socialize. Many students live on campus and engage in campus activities such as student government, sports, fraternities, and department clubs. Universities have become social outlets for many college students as well as educational institutions. How do you think American values have changed in the past 20 years?
I don't see that they've changed a whole much. I've been raised by my parents to act like my parents acted. Believe in courtesy and chivalry and all that stuff still. So
Great.
I don't see if they've changed much.
How about you?
I think with the institution of technology and just the freedom of information we've got going, it's just the entire society is a much more free society. It's a much more open society. Things are a lot more public. It's not as stigmatized, which is a great thing.
Great, thank you guys. Sociocultural changes in public higher education in the United States. The universal values and beliefs of Americans are Christian-based, including freedom, individualism, equality, optimism, and capitalism. These values are not changing completely. They are just being adapted by each person in their own interest. The United States is becoming diverse in race, religion, and lifestyles. Diversity in population brings diversity in values and beliefs. With diverse values and beliefs of students, universities will have to learn to adapt to their institutions and curriculum to all students and lifestyles. Universities will have to become open to the diverse set of values and beliefs that students will bring to their campuses. What would you say is the median age of students in your classes?
I would say about 20 I think 23.
20.
20.
Thank you, guys. Changes in demographics of U.S. university students. There are 4 demographic changes that will affect public higher education in the next 10 to 20 years. First of all, the population is changing with many minorities entering the education system. The proportion of the population that is white is decreasing and is going to continue to decrease. In 2006, there were 37.5 million immigrants in the United States. With the growth of immigrants entering the U.S., more universities will be made up of minorities rather than white students. Additionally, affirmative action legislation will give opportunities to minorities to attend universities. Therefore, universities are going to have to adapt to this change in students and be able to redirect their curriculum to a global learning environment. Secondly, more and more people are going to college. More than ever, high school graduates are continuing their education at a university or trade school. University enrollment has been growing at a rate of 2% over the past 8 years and expected to increase this growth over the next century. Third, the population of people going to college is aging. More people over the age of 50 are returning to continue their education. By 2010, the average age of students in universities will be over 21. Lastly, the faculty of universities will be retiring soon, and new creative professors will replace them. The new faculty will come from a young generation that is technology-based, so the structure of courses in universities will change to cater to technology. There are socio-cultural changes taking place in every aspect of our society. A diverse population has created a diverse set of beliefs and values and will continue to change the face of the university.
Economic change. The stakeholders in education are the students who attend the universities, the faculty who teach the students, the parents who send their kids to college, the communities that benefit from the talent universities create, the workforce to which the graduates enter into, the businesses that stimulate the economy and hire the graduates, and the government that functions off the money that the graduates produce. America is in the greatest recession since the Great Depression of 1929. Unemployment is on the rise, credit is in the crunch, and inflation is deflating. America reached its all-time high unemployment rates in October 2009 of 10.2%. The credit system is under stress due to bank bankruptcy, $6 trillion lost in housing wealth, $8 trillion lost in the stock market, the fall-off of issuance of investment-grade debt, and the increase in default rates. The red line represents the fluctuation of credit accessibility during the Great Depression. The blue line represents the fluctuation of credit accessibility during the Great Recession starting in 2007. It is to be expected that credit will continue to fluctuate for years to come. The black line represents the inflation that the U.S. has experienced over the past 20 years. In 2006, due to Hurricane Katrina, inflation spiked. In 2008, due to the oil bubble burst, inflation spiked. But at the beginning of 2009, inflation dropped to an all-time low of negative 0.21%. What does this mean for education? The move of America towards a knowledge and service economy demands higher education for its workforce. More folks are available to go back to school, and there's a greater need to differentiate skills and talents by education. According to the Association for Non-Traditional Students and Higher Education, new and returning students are made up 47% of people over the age of 25. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the population ages 18 to 24, 39.6% attend college. The bad news is that college lenders are going out of business. It is increasingly difficult to obtain credit for student loans, and interest rates are higher.